was given Hajime. guys out here than I thought there'd be. Times they are changing. Every time they'd be the only son of a bitch walking around this thing at night. Hell, during the day. My Thanksgiving tradition. I used to go for longer walks than this. This was the day I do my 8 mile. I guess I'm contributing to that problem they were talking about where, because of the can't even talk when I'm walking around the park. Because of the sudden spread of LED lighting, there's more light pollution. The weird thing is that I walk through a lot of that and I never get a copyright notice on YouTube. I might have to start getting into bandit just so I can have something to I just can't bring myself to do it. I can't walk to it. There's no cadence. I'm not about to go oompa 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 on every step. I think that's amazing, is that maybe it's like I said, that it shows the racism. I could have 2 seconds of a German jazz group blaring over somebody's loudspeaker and I get a copyright notice. I got band playing in my ear for 2 minutes, nothing. And don't say it's copyright, because I know they got to have copyrights in Latin America. That's it. They couldn't walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 steps. Are you anal about that? The world's coming to an end. I don't really care anymore. I know it's a depressing thing to say on Thanksgiving, but believe me, the end is a good thing. It's cathartic. You start reflecting on what's really important. You start replaying your life. The highlights, the lowlights. Is that being drastic about the world coming to an end? I just got a feeling, man. A lot of things are over. I get a feeling that the world of men has come to an end. I wouldn't say there'd be an end to civility and discourse. People really aren't that rude these days. Yes, the mass shootings and everything else happen, but it's really more of a rare event. I don't know. I keep quoting all the stuff that I hear the media say. It's really not that bad, but yes, it is. They're more assholes. That's because the planet in general just has more people. And unfortunately, a greater percentage of them seem to be assholes. Part of what I think causes this temporary lull in violence, I guess. I saw today at Thanksgiving, my family members, I'm talking to them, and they're looking down at the cell phone screens. There's always that light in their faces. I think the cell phone being a great pacifier keeps a lot of things down to a simmer. You want to call civil unrest, find a way to knock out the cell phone network. You're riding in the streets. Hey, you got my cell phone? I need my YouTube videos, damn it. Interested. I'm 3 episodes deep in Marvel's The Punisher on Netflix, and so far I gotta say it's boring. Now I know there's people are griping about it's been ultraviolet and this is going on, that's going on. It's like, no, it's boring. It's got a weird pacing. I like how it tries to address veteran issues, but it does a poor job of it. Everybody comes off as cartoony. I thought this was the one chance they had to where, nobody has superpowers. It's just a guy with an axe to grind. Yes, he's suffering from PTSD and every other veteran disorder out there. One thing I am praising in the show is, you got kind of annoying at first, but now I see why they were trying to bring it home. They always got his ugly wife waking him up in the morning and greeting him and smiling and shit, and then she gets popped in the back of the head and dies. And they were trying to convey that this guy has a living nightmare. Brought in this FBI agent, or I don't know what agent she's with. It doesn't matter to me anymore. She's just kind of wasting screen time. Having any kind of government agency in is just kind of wasting screen time. I'll keep watching it because I like comic book TV shows. It's part of being a geek. But as I have more and more tasks put on my plate, I have less and less time for escapist fantasy. Maybe tonight I'll play some video games. Here's what kills me though, is I have to have everything on a separate machine because the graphics are so pumped up on everything. So I got my little Intel Nook. I love that little bastard. It's a powerful little mini PC. I got like 8 hard drives plugged into it and network cable, and it just chugs along. It does not, and like I said, it can handle the workload. It probably could handle games, I just haven't tried really testing it out. And then I got my big gaming box that I hardly ever turn on, that is literally collecting dust. I fire that bad boy up, and then I gotta grab my other wireless mouse and keyboard. And then I start up Steam OS because I really don't want to start. If I start up Windows, I hadn't started it in like 6 months. And all of a sudden Microsoft says, hey, you hadn't started me in 6 months. Well, I'm going to make you pay for that. 2 hours of updates later, it's like, oh, I think it's going to start up. Oh, wait, shutting down. Shit. Installing updates. Please do not turn off system. And you start playing racing games with the percentage of ours. 72, 22%, 23.4%. Damn it. 75%. Oh, this is looking good. 5 minutes later, it goes from 75 to 78. You're like, what the hell? And then finally it says 100%. I was like, all right, let's see the login screen. Restarting. Or shutting down. So then after I've done all that, that's just waiting for Windows to update. Then I go to my Steam account and I was like, all right, I want to play this game. This game is 500 megabytes. How long is it going to take to download? 30 minutes. I was like, but I got this ultra fast internet connection. It doesn't matter. Everybody else is playing games too. And the Steam servers are overloaded. I'm sorry you spent all that money on bandwidth, but it doesn't matter because you can only get as much as the site you're going to gives you. I go to a download site, get a cracked version of it, and probably download it. And their speed is so insane, I can get it in like a minute. But I don't want to go that route. I don't want to download cracks. I don't want to accidentally download the virus. I don't want to do any of that shit. I just want to play it on Steam, damn it. So 15, 30 minutes pass. Or I got 15 minutes pass because I got a break because apparently there was a bump up in my bandwidth. I'm an hour into this project and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to play anymore. Downloaded the game, got it installed, and just put the joystick down because I was like, eh. That's my gaming dilemma. So a lot of times it's just me going on Crunchyroll or Netflix or whatever other video streaming site that I just happen to be paying a subscription to, and just watching whatever that I got my never decreasing watch list. Oh yeah, well I heard there was good critic reviews and it's Netflix. Oh, guess I'll watch that. Oh, it's about a genetically engineered pig. Wait. Oh, it's anti-whatever. Okay. Yeah, let's see him going on the street about that. I have no idea what the film's going to be about, but the first 15 minutes make me think that I'll probably just take it out of my list. I guess my problem is I've had enough preaching. I'm all preached out. I got one group griping about everybody's becoming more wicked and less centered toward God, and then I got another group griping that some oppressed minority group is not getting its fair share. Not even a minority group, just like a majority group. Somebody's oppressed somewhere, and somebody isn't worshiping God enough. You're killing babies. You're not taking care of the ones that are here. That's true on both sides. It's like, don't talk to me about abortion. Against it, unless you tell me you got a plan. Unless you're going to start taking care of the ones that are already here. I was thinking the other day about how the foster care system is the example of perfect being the enemy of good. Anyway. So my retreat, my escapist fantasy now is just to go off and play some kind of media that involves breasts. Something about the calming, soothing influence of memories. They don't even have to be naked breasts. They just have to be kind of like moving or something, or just there. Hey, that Laura Croft comic book looks interesting. Wait a minute, they took out the breast. Oh, it's got a feminist message. Never mind. What else you got? Oh, fat goth girls exploring their sexuality. Yeah, I'll give that a whirl. Which is actually better than you think. That's all Wet Moon is. It's just, I was reading Wet Moon and it's like fat goth chicks exploring their love or sexuality. They got this one skinny girl in there. She's a fire plug. But, yeah. I read a lot of women's stories. Maybe subconsciously I'm trying to tell myself something. I don't know. I always make jokes that I am a woman comfortably trapped in a man's body. There will be no sex change. There will be no expanding too much more on my femininity. There will be me. Maybe I was a girl in a past life, kind of digging into what it's like being a guy. I was like, look, man, the dice of the universe made me a guy. I'll roll with it. There is one thing in my past lives that I think is common. I think all my past lives are bitter. Bitter, dejected, broken. Maybe that's just how my lens is permanently set. I don't have a race, I don't have a creed, a sexuality. If I can put on the census record my orientation, I'm a tired American. See, the beautiful thing about being a tired American, it doesn't matter what race you are. You're just a brown tired American, you're a black tired American, you're a pink tired American. You can even be green, we don't care. Just one prerequisite. You are fucking tired. I'm tired. That'll also be my political affiliation. You're Republican, Independent, Libertarian? No, I'm just fucking tired. I'm tired and none of you guys are gonna do anything about it. So, my political affiliation, I'm part of the tired party. Don't grab it about being tired. Get up and work your ass. I love how I'm looking at health sites and they're saying high blood pressure, low blood pressure, cancer, diabetes, and the #1 recommendation is get rid of stress in your life. That's what's causing all this. And I'm like, yeah. The one thing you can't take a pill for or do anything about is the one thing that's causing a lot of these health problems. You know, caveman stress is, I didn't catch anything today. Well, I guess I'll go hungry. You go to bed and you sleep and your stomach's growling. Then maybe something's chasing you. That's your stress. Those are your 2 levels of stress. Starvation and possible annihilation from predators. Nature gave you that so that you would temporarily, and there's the key word, temporarily, be able to soldier through. It releases hormones and steroids and it says, all right, I'm gonna push you, I'm gonna redline you and push you through this. Modern life, the red line stays. Is it ever going down? Nope. If you can just get rid of that stress. Yeah, why don't you turn water into wine too, Jesus. Get rid of the stress. Are you kidding me? A nation of tired, stressed out people. That's why, you know, this kind of, and people are like, why do these shootings keep happening? Stress. You stay amped up 24/7, you're gonna want to bust a cap in somebody. Maybe if I just kill everybody, the stress will go away. That's all you got. That's all you got to know. I got stress. I don't know how to deal with it. I'm gonna get violent. They went full caveman. Just they saw nothing but red. Everything must die. So yes, getting rid of the gun might help a little bit, but there's still stress. Am I pro-gun? I'm always wary of the federal government, so I understand that. But what it boils down to is, they put the framers put a nice spin on it, talking about the right to bear arms, but really it's just the right to kill. Who has the right to kill? And that line is a well-regulated militia, which means that you can have the guns, but there's got to be some kind of oversight. You have the right to kill people, but we're going to watch your activities. They were dead broke on rickety ground, not knowing if this new America thing was going to work out, so they said, you know what, let's keep our options open. Everyone can arm themselves because we have no idea if we can provide a sufficient protection force. Like I said, I don't mind people having guns. I just want them to be smart about it. That's all I want. Is I don't really care about gun control. I just want stupidity control. I don't want some dumb lady keeping her gun underneath the seat of the car. Kid grabs it and shoots the mom. And then her belting out platitudes about why they shouldn't take her guns away. I'm like, 'cause you're stupid, woman. You get less stupid, and we'll go ahead and give the guns back. That's really what this is all about. It's like, my constituents are stupid people, so I'm fighting to keep them well armed. I'm like, okay. Right to privacy. I realize that privacy is an illusion. What people really want is just some solitude. And that's going to be hard to come by in a planet full of 7 billion people. The right to feel truly alone, or to know that you are truly alone. I was telling somebody about the right to be curious. He says, you know, those two things contradict each other. I was like, not necessarily. The two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. You have the right to be curious about yourself and certain topics. But you're right, we can draw a line where you're curious about other people. Or a little too curious. Right to curiosity. But yeah, I am never alone. Someone is always watching me. Does that creep you out? Watching me and interfering with me are two different things. I've learned to make that distinction. You can watch me all you want, I just don't want any interference. You want to watch me take a poop? Fine, watch me take a poop, I don't care. Just don't interfere. That's really what people are about. It's like, just don't interfere, don't. If I'm not hurting anybody, don't come in here and start messing with me. Excuse me. We need you to come down here and judge somebody. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. Well, I'm sorry you have to. That's the way, you know, that's the social contract. That's like it. I give a shit about the social contract. Well, now we've got to use armed force. Really? And you think that'll make me more cooperative in the process? You start sounding like Marsh on Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I don't even mind the fine. I'd probably pay the fine. It's just that it's arrest. I'm smoking something in the privacy of my own home, not out driving. It'll be a hard time about that. Whatever I watch on my TV is my business. Interference. And there's those that argue, well, if you're participating in these things, you're part of the problem. I guess that's if you see it as a problem. You know, you got a problem, go after the problem. Don't go after the symptoms caused by the problem. It's really a retarded logic. You can't say that word. I was like, yes, I can. I say retarded, I don't mean someone who's mentally disabled. That word needs to be taken back to the lexicon. I mean somebody using deficient logic. I'm going to go after the symptoms. I'm never going to go after the cause of the problem. Okay. You ranting? Yeah. Starts sounding like Henry Rollins after a while. It's all gotta change, man. It's all gotta come down. A precious fascist state dictating how I need to be living my life. There's only one sane, rational solution. Blow it all up, man. I don't know what happened to him. Like I said, age and time just kind of temper everybody, but I watched a movie with him in it, and he was playing a tired American. A tired American vampire, apparently, but still a tired American. Interesting movie. It was kind of like, I was like, oh. So he plays Cain. Cain's curse was God turned him into a vampire. Poor Cain can't die. He's been living all these centuries amongst mankind. He's real bitter and pissed off and tired. But he needs humanity because apparently every once in a while he has to feed on blood. And they didn't even like really define it. He was more like a ghoul or a... I'm trying to figure out what this new breed of vampire is that... Yes, they drink blood, but they also eat human flesh. It's like that's part of their thing. You got to have little chunks of human flesh in there too. I'm like, okay. So then Hemlock Grove, it wasn't enough that he had to have blood, he also had to have other things. Like it's almost like they just wanted lymph in general. Lymph and protein and other proteins. Man, we got a lot of cats. All the myths that you hear about cats, none of it's when it comes to the wild feral cats, like they said, there's no everything is thrown out the window. They'll swim for their meals, they'll run around. Basically a cat can learn to do anything. They are pretty damn versatile. Everyone else brings their pets in out of the cold. Feral cat, he'll just sit out there and find him some little place to tuck away. And I put up a little cat shelter, and I'm thinking, putting together like 3 of these things, put them outside, and every time I walk by, they bolt out of there. And I'm like, when it comes to colder, fear wins every time. But it's slowly starting to change. They see me a lot, and they're just like, now I got one. I went in there. Everybody else bolted out. He looked at me. I looked at him. Walked right into the shelter. He says, you know what? I'm too cold to be running around. I was like, you're the smart one. I didn't even want to. I was reluctant. I didn't want to do this. And projects just keep falling in my lap. Because I think I have an obsessive compulsive disorder. I think it's like, I don't want to do it, but then if I have to do it, I start obsessing over what are the details involved. I start doing research. I'm like, okay. I got called in for jury duty, and I did like 2 months of research on how to get out of it. I was like, can they really do this in this time and age? What if I don't show up? What do I say that makes me sound like I'm insane? What do I do about that? It's like, then I started doing research, and I found out how much power a juror has. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, you know, they start asking those questions. Do you think you could do this do you think you can follow the law? That's what they're saying. They're saying, do you think you can follow the law and be impartial and blah, 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 blah. And I say, hell no. According to this, I don't have to be. I can come in here with my prejudices, my preconceived notions. I can come up with anything I want. All you wanted was a warm body to judge. Are you saying irrational enough to come to the conclusion we want you to? No. I'm saying irrational enough to come up to my own conclusions. That's why I'm here as a juror. You say shit like that and you're gone. Okay. We don't want brains, we want robots. And we may go that way someday, I don't know. I'm getting to a point where I'm so spoiled by technology, I'm trying to figure out why people have to leave their homes to begin with. Why can't you do jury duty online? The only time, I was going to say, the only time that people should actually get together and deliberate is, or the only time they should get together is when they have to deliberate. But the whole process was just so asinine in the modern era. They got you sitting in this big room, bored to tears. We wait for their slow processing system that's been around since like the 80s. Some mainframe since the Reagan administration starts putting you into this random lottery. All right, go to this room. So you wait around in there, bored to tears. Then you have to go out to the courtroom. Went to one place, they had us standing for 4 hours. There was nowhere to sit. People were sitting on the floor, then they didn't have enough space for the people on the floor, so then they started sitting on the walls. I stood the whole time. I'm tired, I'm pissed off. Legs hurting from standing for so long. Then they call us in there, have us sit on these hard-ass benches and ask those stupid questions. Do you think that you could follow the law? No. Do you have any bias? I have tons of bias. Good luck trying to find 12 people who don't. You find 12 people, I'll show you 12 liars. It's always the same. They get an old white... Actually, it is starting to change a little bit. It used to be just nothing but old white guys with businesses. Now, it's a little... Sometimes there's old white ladies. And somehow the system got worse. It used to be that I had to get jury duty, and it was stupid. That was stupid, kind of stupid back then, too. You had to go all the way downtown. Then they said, okay, you've got 30 minutes to get to the courtroom right by your house and be a part of some petite judging or something like that. They'd like outsource people. They need jurors over here. And I was like, then why have us come all the way down here? They stopped doing that though, I guess, because traffic just started killing that. Then I had jury duty twice this year. Was it this year? No, once last year and once this year. I had avoided it for 20 years because I was always in school. You want to avoid jury duty? Always take a class. You ain't even got to take a full load. You just tell them, look, I'm taking a class, you know? Anyway, I don't understand why you can't just get the people online, have like a little Skype meeting, give them the facts, let them mull through it. Here's my decision. Well, don't you need to hear from lawyers? Not really. I don't need to hear from manipulators and negotiators. Hell-bent on obscuring facts. Just give me what I need and let me come to my own decision. That's what's going to happen. I'm just going to ignore everything the lawyer says. I'm going to look at all the evidence. I'm going to say, okay, here's my conclusion. And then peer pressure. How can you leave like that? How can you lean like that? You're going to let this guy go because of that? I'm like, I need to be 100% sure, man. Sucks, don't it? Well, I guess we'll have a mistrial, whatever. Yeah, I didn't even want to be here. And they always use the argument, what happens if it's your ass up there one day? I was like, I get a feeling that it'll probably... You're talking to a guy whose attitude is better to be carried by 6 than judged by 12, so that's a moot point if we bring it up. Because it's not about justice, it's about what you can afford, and I can't afford justice. Pay some guy to sit up there in a suit and tie, I myself sit up there in a suit and tie. You know why I think there's something, and this is what I think is wrong with our jury system, is that, our justice system. There is still, your lawyer will instruct you, he'll say, hey, you need to wear a suit and tie, and you need to keep your hands like this, and you need to look a certain way, and, because if you look any other way, this is going to affect your trial. Right off the bat, you need to look this way. You're guilty just by somebody looking at you. He's guilty. I've seen his type before. I already know. I don't need a trial. He's guilty. And then you're constantly playing this lawyer on retainer. Even if you win, you lose. We declare not guilty. Great. I'm $100,000 in debt because I had to pay courtroom fees and lawyers. But damn it, I'm free to be broke. Then if your lawyer sucks, you still got to pay him, but he told you, hey, go ahead and do the plea deal. What I got you for? I could have done that myself. So, can't afford justice. Mate. Don't do anything to get yourself arrested or blah blah blah. It's like, that's easier said than done. I have personally experienced just walking around and suddenly you might catch yourself in a whole heap of legal trouble just walking the streets. A lot of assholes out here. Well, there's one right now. Like I said, I've almost been arrested for the crime of looking like someone else. That is an interestingly frightening experience. You're sitting there minding your own, all of a sudden you got somebody flashing bright light in your face. Give me your license. This isn't him, just threw it back at me. You didn't even give it to me, he just threw it back in the car. No explanation as to why I was being harassed in front of my own home. This isn't him. Thank God it ain't. Like I said, what if he had been a little more stupid? This kind of looks like him. Let's bring him in. Like, for all the failings of the systems, there's some things that work out pretty good. I'm trying to think of a moment when things started working, when the government worked in my favor. I gotta dig deep because it happens very rarely. I'm not trying to be critical, I'm just being truthful. It really does happen very rarely. I've had the education system put me in the wrong classes. This is when I was a kid. They had me in remedial reading, and all of a sudden my counselor says, "What the hell are you doing in remedial reading? You got like I got some high score on the Iowa test of basic skills or something." He's like, "You tested out of this percent in the highest percentiles." I was like, well, I don't know. I just figured I did something wrong. Like that's a weird experience in life. There's a lot of assholes out here, man. That's a weird experience in life. Is you take a test, turns out you're smart, but nobody tells you you're smart. I spent the first 12 years of my life like that. You're smart. Oh. Don't feel smart. Yeah, you're a whiz kid. I was like, oh, okay. You want to skip a grade? I don't know, Mom, Dad, what do you think? No. I'm like, okay. Mom and Dad say no. Okay. Bastards have to work on Thanksgiving. Literally, poor bastards. But it's kind of a weird experience in America where you are part of a workforce where you're being treated like shit, and you're thankful that you got that. Thank God I got my soul-crushing job. That's how bad things we got, and that's why I say it's the end. I'm walking around on Thanksgiving and there's traffic. I used to enjoy this time of the year because it was the time when everything slowed down. And that's gone. Ain't nothing slowing down right now. That's a sign when things are getting to an end, when the system has a high level of chaos and the pressure builds. And the funny thing about chaos in that situation was like, well, everything looks, you know, that's what I was saying about the news media. Everyone says, oh, it's not that bad. It's like, no, you're looking at the gauge when the pressure is high but stable, and at any moment that could change. We have enough energy to go critical. Maybe you need to tap your gauges because they might be a little off. I don't know what it is about Marsh Lane, man. It's like a natural wind corridor. I don't know if it's because it goes downhill or something, but when I go northbound on it, there's always wind in my face. Why are you complaining on Thanksgiving? Excited to get 2 holidays out of the way. Thanksgiving and Festivus. This is the airing of grievances. What can I say? I did it out of work. Hey, it's Festivus, whatever. My feats of strength. I went on a long walk. You have to be strong to do that. You really do. Strength is not always measured by how much you can lift and how much you can endure. Oh, that sounds schmaltzy, doesn't it? That's the secret of lifting weights, is anybody can be strong provided they can endure pain. You can feel that weight crushing you, everything hurts, and then you stop it, control it, and then you start pushing it upwards or pulling it. And it really just comes down to how much pain can you endure. I remember when I lifted 500 pounds deadlifting. That's one of my fond memories, by the way. Picking that weight up, getting it above my knees, and having my entire body just lit up and tensed and shaking. I just leaned back, got it. And it's funny because 500 pounds was hard. And then I lifted more. 540 pounds wasn't as hard as 500 pounds. I think I was gaining weight too. That's probably what happened. But doing 500 pounds and shaking. I did 540 and just kind of like I was shot out of a cannon. Bop, got it off the ground and whoop, straightened out. 600 pounds was tough. 600 on the squat and 600 on the deadlift. Oh my God. Now I didn't say I lifted it, I said I tried to. I got 600 pounds off the ground, got up to my knees, and could not go any further. I mean, I was literally leaning. I was doing everything I could, and that weight wouldn't move up in at all. I got 600 pounds on the squat. But that hurt. 600 pounds ain't no joke, man. That's like, if you crap out, that weight just keeps going down. It doesn't slow down for you at all. You have no effect on it other than your muscles. Like every other weight I could cheat on, but you can't cheat on 600.